We'll get to hear from one of the designated grandmas of the Mayflower Church. Deana Brown is next. Deana was one of only two ladies to receive the loving title of grandma by the church. Not only is she chief editor and co-founder of Freedom Seekers International, she also has a firsthand account of what these families went through on this journey. So welcome, Deana.
Thank you. I think I'm unmuted. First of all, I wanted to show you, this is my shirt. This is the Mama Hen shirt that the Mayflower has donned me with. And it's a real privilege to be a part of their journey. I see a number of people, of course, Bob on here, and individuals that have been following the journey, as well as even like Ariel, who is a part of the Family Research Council. And so many people would report on the journey. And I think that's part of, I am in awe of what God did to bring so many people around the world. I would say in the thousands who began to pray, who had been giving, who ambassadors who would go, people that would be committed to connecting, particularly with congressmen and senators in the State Department. And God just in scripture, it talks about the different gifts and abilities that we have, even down to Sarah. Sarah, this is a fabulous book. I have enjoyed editing it. I cried through it. I saw and heard about things that I was not aware of in their journey. And you have a real gift of being able to express their faith and what they went through. And I would say to many of you, as you think about the book, don't just get one for yourself. Buy some in being able to share with those people who have been on the journey. You know, take it to your missions pastor, to your church, to others, because as you read through it, it inspires you about the faithfulness of God. It doesn't really highlight the individuals and makes heroes out of them. They have walked their faith in a way that is inspirational. And I think as I wanted to read some scriptures I have in a Bible, as many of you do. We write and we journal in our Bibles, and I would have different days that I was doing things with the Mayflower, and see if I can switch and read a couple of these out of Isaiah 41. It says on 9/21/21, we were praying about the Mayflower land. Anyway, it says, so that people may see and know, may consider and understand that the hand of the Lord has done this. All along, Bob and I would both say, as much as we were involved with them through these years, and how I first heard about it, Bob, I think I called you somewhere in January of 2020, and I just was visiting with Bob to say, how are you doing? What's going on? And Bob said, well, there's this new case. It's this little church out of China. And Deana, I'm not a resettlement agency. You're looking to see what God's doing. And my heart leaped because I thought, I'm a resettlement agency. This is what we do, Bob. And Bob said, Deana, this is not just one family. This is a big church. And I don't know, that would be very challenging. So I hung up the phone and I called Sonny Lowe, who was our board chairman at the time. And I just shared with him, and these are not his exact words, but essentially he said, Deana, we might never do anything in our entire lives as amazing as rescuing an entire church. And when he said that, it was like, okay, I'm in and we're running, and nothing could really stop us. And so that to me is how God will use different individuals to encourage and inspire us to run our course alongside of the Mayflower. And the book is about the Mayflower. You'll hear about a number of us that were joining with them, but it is their journey of faith, from their children to the moms and dads and the challenges that they have. I have one last scripture that I liked, and it's out of Psalm 44. It was not by their sword that they won the land, nor did their arm bring them victory. It was your right hand, your arm, and the light of your face, for you loved them. And I love that about what the Lord does for us, that it isn't about us in what we're doing. And as clever as Bob Fu is, and Tim Conklin and Pastor Pan, and how many hours we spent on Zooms. I remember being out on my swing here and just talking and praying and thinking, what could we do? And it took from 2000, 20 to 2023 when they came here. So it was a long time that stretched your faith. But I want to say thank you that there are many of you on here that you're in the shadows, in the sense that Pastor Pan may not know your name. I know you. I knew that you were praying. I knew that you were reading our emails. I knew that you were financially supporting. I knew that you were flying over to Thailand or Korea. And they're actually, Christy, there are more grandmothers. Most of the women that went were the grandmothers that just took their time to love on the Mayflower, because most of the Mayflowers are a fairly young group. And they left their moms and their grandmoms, and they left their culture. And this was not by choice. They had hoped to one day return, and things turned around where they were so violently persecuted that they could not. So all in all, it's a joy for me to have been a part of the editing, Sarah, and working with this crew, and hoping that people will not only purchase the book, share it with others, and just continue to celebrate. FSI continues to work with other persecuted Christians, and hope you'll continue to stay connected, as Pastor Pan said, praying for the others that are still in need. So thank you for letting me share.